At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, West Virginia was considered to be one of the most at-risk states in the country due to its poor health. However, it's the smallest towns in West Virginia carrying the heaviest burden as communities fight to stay together. McDowell County has been plagued with a failing economy and some of the highest rates of opioid use in the country. The county is left with only a few supermarkets, the jail, schools, and the hospital.
You couldn't imagine 200 kids graduate here every year, and they all go out into the community and find jobs. Right. They won't. So it's a numbers thing. Some people have to leave.
Since its high in 1950, with a population of nearly 100,000, McDowell County has seen its population decrease to around 17,000 by the 2019 estimate. McDowell County received substantial media attention in 2017 when it was discovered former President Trump won the county with the largest margin of victory of any county in the country. I spoke to Derek Tyson and Melissa Nestor, who work and own the Welch Daily News, the last newspaper in McDowell County.
And we have said for years McDowell County is an indicator, actually. If you look at what's going on in McDowell County, I'm 55. So over my lifespan, I've lived here always. Over my lifespan, I've watched then it expand to the next county, and the next county I realized this county is having these same issues, and this county, and if we looked here first, this is an indicator of what's wrong in our entire state, maybe in our entire nation. I don't know, but definitely I see it perpetuate throughout the state. What happens here is going to happen there. So if we stop it here and we correct it here and we fix it here, it might not spread. Or in other little troubled small town areas as well. I think it's a good indicator of what's to come. And oftentimes when even the next media source over in the next county comes, the story is not really told.
Schools are often the center of small communities, like Crum K through 8, but they have been ravaged by a pandemic that took the lives of multiple teachers and has strapped the schools for ways that can help its students. Many communities like these are dependent on local food banks or local organizations to provide the daily needs for many of its residents.
Very essential, very essential. They're 5 loaves and 2 fishes, which is just down the road. They have line out the door and down the road every time they do their food giveaways. There's one downtown that gives out food.
But I think COVID has been one of the hardest things because it's made our otherwise elderly community a bit afraid. And it's not been good for small communities like ours. But we try to reach the needs of the people through the schools. The schools is the best place to reach out because the principals and those that work here know our children, and it's the best place to reach them.
As far as our school is concerned, I always think about our school as being the center of this community. A lot of our businesses in this town have left, and so our school plays a very vital role in the community beyond just the education of our students. Our churches, a lot of schools have in more urban areas have a lot of business partners. We have a lot of churches. We spoke a minute ago about issues with the internet, and we have faced those challenges. Getting support plans in place, to help students who were struggling from home, and to, the technology, just getting all the technology in place, getting people trained in their use of it. Whether they stay here or whether they have to move, we want our kids to be independent and be as successful as they possibly can be. Now, of course, we want them to stay here. And we hope that future industries do come in. And, I think that, that's a possibility. I think, anything's possible if that's what we determine we want. But we have to prepare them regardless. And I feel like that, we're doing the best job that we can with that, and giving them some opportunities that some schools don't have.
There's a lady that does your taxes. There's a funeral home and a flower shop that supports the funeral home's flowers. There's a police officer, a guy that cuts your hair, and that's it. So basically, death and taxes and a couple things that come along with it.
These largely forgotten communities have put it on themselves to survive. As big cities were plagued with high case numbers and the most vulnerable Americans were forgotten, those in small, rural communities. These communities that used to be the backbone of a nation are now insisting on survival instead of reaping the benefits of its labor.